guys, today I'm going to show you how to draw an avocado. I'm gonna use paint, so blue, yellow, a little bit black, white, and small amount of brown. As for brushes, I'm going to use flat brush number 10, or you can use any other flat brush you have, number 14 or 10. For tiny details and for outline, I'm going to use round brush number 4. If you have smaller one, it is also good. To have such torn effect for my background, probably I'm going to use painting knife. It's also can be done without painting knife, just with brush. But if you want, you can play with this tool also. Water, napkin, and canvas of A5 format. Unfortunately, I don't have palette for today. Sorry about it. I'm going to mix my colors straight away on the lids of my of my paint. So, as for reference, you can see 2 halves of avocado. One is with the stone, another one without it. So let's get started. First of all, I wet my brush number 4 and I wanted to do the outline. I wet my brush number 4, I wipe it and touch a little bit yellow. So I wanted to do kind of outline of my future avocados. So generally speaking, they look like ovals, but they are not normal ideal ovals, just the shape reminds me. So I just do kind of semicircular line on the top for my future avocado and draw kind of oval. So it is bigger on the top and smaller on the bottom. And the same the second one, but I place it opposite, so the top will be the smaller than the bottom part. So something like here. Also, I decide where the stone will be. It is quite huge, and I draw kind of circle on the upper part for my avocado, and also another half it will be without the stone, but the place where the stone was I also going to draw. Done. So it is the outline. If you feel that your outline is not so ideal, don't worry, we will fix it later. Also, your pieces of fruit can be a little bit knobby, probably. It is also okay, because we know that usually avocados are have exactly knobby skins and sometimes irregular forms and shapes. But overall, 2 pieces should be, it will be good if they are of the same size, because they are pieces of one fruit. So on this stage, I continue with my background. I wet my brush number 10, I wipe it, and I have kind of flat and very tiny shape for my brush for now, and I grab at the same time white on one corner of my brush and yellow on the second corner of my brush, and I start to do kind of crisscrossing strokes, or it can be any kind of strokes in any direction, honestly speaking, just covering the upper part of the canvas. You can see that I don't color in, I just lay the paint on the canvas. Sometimes my paint is not so mixed properly. Sometimes blue, yellowish is visible, sometimes whitish. It is exactly good to have such difference. And also you can see sometimes traces of the paint or strokes visible. So I don't spread them too much. I just lay the paint on the canvas. The same with the bottom part. So for now you can see that the main background is done. However, I wanted also to highlight where the lightest part will be, where the darkest part. I think the source of light will be on the top, so the upper part will be lighter and brighter than the bottom part. And later on I'm going to mix some black over there, or we can just do this straight away here, but be very accurate with your black because it is quite powerful. We need just very small amount, just really one dot of black. So with this black I can go on the bottom part, covering this shadow or representing the shadow for hours. But yeah, I again don't spread properly. I just lay the paint. If you feel that your brush is too dry, you can wet it a little bit, but honestly speaking, mostly I don't use water too much. So something like here. You know, we see for now that we have kind of table or any surface where our hours are. Okay. Just general darkness nearby bottom part of the fruits. At this stage, I leave background to dry up, and I continue with avocados. So I wash my brush number 10. If you have green, you can use this color. As for me, I'm going to mix my green to do the avocados. What I'm going to do, I grab some amount of yellow and some amount of blue. Honestly speaking, it is more yellow than blue, so I wanted to have dark green or bluish green. I just need to check. Probably more yellow over here. Yeah. And with this mixture, with this green, I go to pieces of the avocados and lay this paint exactly following the directions of the fruit, so following the main shape. I don't spread too much. Sometimes I just lay the paint and have kind of very rough and flat strokes. They are visible and it is good for me. I keep them such way. The second half also. If it is inconvenient for you to use brush number 10, you can do this exactly with smaller brush. But again, if you're happy doing this with brush number 10, just do this. So for now I have kind of overall image of flesh of these fruits. Also I can add a little bit more yellow to this, the rest of my greenish, and color in the middle part of the second half. I mean the place where the stone was. And coloring this circle, I also trying to do the semicircular movements of my brush to represent the same direction. So at this stage, the main part is done. What can I do? I can highlight a little bit my avocados, representing that they are not just flat pieces of something, but they have volume, they are wet and fresh. So I just add a little bit yellowish, just some touches with yellow paint. And again, I don't spread this yellow paint, I just lay it. I wanted to have exactly strokes visible and traces, all these traces visible. It is also kind of way to represent lighting and to play with this darkness and light. So, and furthermore, I can touch a little bit white and do the same the same strokes with white. Again, at the same time, my greenish, my yellowish, and whitish are visible. So I just lay a little bit this white. I try to keep the direction of strokes as my fruit are, halves of fruit are. So I try to keep the stroke the same way as my avo has. So for now it is done. Now I can do the skin of avocado and the stone. So first I wanted to have the skin for avocados. So I'm going to use 2 layers of paint. One will be bluish green and another one black or brown, about this bluish green. So I have rest of green over here. I need more. I touch a little bit blue and add to my palette to my lid. And also some amount of yellow. I wanted to have, again, not just green but bluish green, something like here. I just wanted to check how it will be. Probably more blue. When you are mixing your paint, my advice is not to do it straight away. I mean, not to use the whole amount of your paint straight away. Try to mix them portionally, and that way you can manage the proportion, and also it's easy to manage this and get semitone you need. So with this bluish green I do contouring. So with brush number 4 I just contour the overall image of my avocado. If you feel that your paint is too dry or your brush is too dry, you can add drop of water to your mixture, and exactly using liquid or more liquid consistency of paint helps to do tiny line accurate and nicely. So I do this contouring for now. Yeah, you can see my contour is not so tiny, not so fine as I wanted to have. It is not a problem. I can fix it a little bit later. So I'm just finishing with this contour. We know that the skin of avocado is very knobby and rough sometimes, so don't worry if your contour is not ideal. You just can imagine that it is rough skin. So then I wash my brush number 4, and now I wanted to blend a little bit this sharp border between the skin and the flesh of avocado. With clean wet brush number 4 I just stroke the inner border of this contour, trying to blend it a little bit with the main part of the fruit. So it looks like I wash a little bit the sharpness off. But at the same time, the overall contour is still here. Only inner part is washing off. I wash off only the inner part. I try to blend this inner border of this contour with the main part of avocado, something like here. And now I add more contrast to this contouring. You can use brown or black. Probably I'm going to use brown. I just want to check how it will be. I need small amount of brown to do this. So with very top of my brush I touch this brown and I go on the so I try to do very tiny contouring I don't overlap the bluish one or dark green one, but I try to keep it so it is overlapping partly, but not all. Not all of these lines are covered with brown. So I try to do this very tiny. And accurate. I think it's also good to do with black. I don't spread the paint too much. I try to lay it on the canvas. So for now I have overall image of the skin of avocado. So at this stage it is done, I think, and we can continue with the stone. Probably later I also come back to this part of the skin to do more sharp contouring, because since I have quite wet paint, it just takes off when I touch it with brush. So for now I'll leave it such way. So what I have for now, I have two pieces of avocado with stone and without stone. What can I do? First I probably go to the right one, the right half, and with bluish green or dark green, which I have here, just the rest of paint, not too much, I touch the brush, and with very top of the brush I just contour a little bit from left side the place where the stone was. I don't color in overall. Overall circle, only left side and bottom side. And also I wanted to spread a little bit, to blend a little bit this dark green to the inner part of this circle. So overall for now I have kind of darkness from left and bottom side. As for right side and upper side, it can be highlighted by yellow. I just add some strokes with yellow, trying to highlight it, which helps me to represent the volume, to show that it is not just flat flag on my canvas, but it is kind of I don't know, the place where the stone was. I split a little bit this yellowish with white. I wanted to add more more light to this piece of fruit. So, and next stage will be representing the stone. So to do the stone I touch brown. I already have here brown, and I do this circle with brown, moving my brush semicircularly, something like here. I don't spread the paint too much, I just lay it on the canvas, and again I try to keep the same size of the circle as in the right side. Probably more brown. So for now it is the main image of the stone, but it looks a little bit flat, and I wanna add some volume to it. So since the light comes from the upper part of the canvas, we just can imagine that the upper part of the stone will be highlighted. I touch yellow a little bit and do kind of strokes, semicircular strokes or touches with this yellow from upper part of the stone. And also I can do the same with white, but white strokes will be on the very top. I don't spread this paint too much, I just lay it. Okay, I think it is done. Something like here. At this stage, our avocados are ready, or our pieces of avocado are ready. What I'm doing, I have extra paint on the top and I wanted to delete it. So just, it is also example how to delete unwanted stuff from your canvas. If you have something unwanted, you just can wash it up with wet clean brush until it is wet, or after drying up you can cover with another layer and it will be fine. So for now I finished with avocados, and if you want you can play a little bit with painting knife to do torn effect for your background. Yeah, I'm adding more highlights for the flesh of avocado. So what can we do? We can add some white and yellow I don't know, highlights to this background. How to use painting knife, I'm going to show you what to do with this. Yeah, so before I do this I just wanted to add more brown over here. I feel this stone is too light from upper part, and I just wanted to separate it a little bit from the main light background of avocado, so I just add a little bit contrast. So how to use the painting knife? Usually we take it such a way as we hold a fork or a knife when we having dinner. So, and we are going to use this part exactly, bottom part of the knife, of the painting knife, not inner part but bottom part. So we touch with this bottom part we touch color we need, for example white. At the same time I also touch yellow, and with this combination I can go doing kind of spreading of this paint. Just imagine that you spread the butter among your toasts or bread or something else. So the direction, it's up to you. You can use vertical, horizontal direction or any other. Just some light touches, and you can see the knife leaves this paint with unpredictable flecks. So probably more white over here. And again, I don't spread too much. I still wanted to have this paint, this torn edges visible. The same probably on the bottom. But as for bottom, I also wanted to touch a little bit black because it is darker. Yeah. So, and I go with these touches. Spreading this paint, leaving this paint overall the surface. It's okay for me if this paint overlaps my outline. So, and with this rest of black, I also can just with very small amount of black, I also can go over here doing these touches, and as you can see, kind of shabbiness arises. Anyway, I try to keep more darkness on the bottom part and more light on the upper part of my canvas. Overall, it is done. Because it is quite small size of the canvas, but such technique, it's very interesting to use when you draw interior, I don't know, paintings, when you draw fruits or still lifes and so on, because it is still gives such nice illusion of inaccuracy. But this inaccuracy, it is exactly not just inaccuracy, it is just such styled drawing. Okay, so I have kind of flag over here. I just can split it, overlap it with another color. I think it is done. I hope you enjoyed today's session. Bye bye.